James Madden. Sane or insane? In the past, when people were assessed before being put into an asylum, a question was asked. Is this person a risk to other people or society, or a risk to themselves? If the question was answered in the negative, then that person was deemed sane. However, if there was room for doubt or certainty that this person was a danger to either self or others, then committal to an asylum was mandated. Here is a case study of a deaf man called James Madden, where this question was asked. In his right sense or insane? James Madden was a middle-aged deaf man from County Meath who was accused of arson in 1895. He was sent to Dundrum Lunatic Asylum, where he died 14 years later. James did not like some of his neighbours, perhaps falsely believing that they had been stealing his property, which in fact his brother had sold. And so he set fire to their house. At the trial, his brother called him wicked. Upon hearing that, the judge asked if he just wanted to get rid of his deaf brother, but he denied this. Let us have a look at the facts. James Madden was indicted on a charge of maliciously setting fire to a house in Orskey, County Meath, on the 1st of October 1895. The prosecutors of the case said that James Madden was capable of pleading, as there was an interpreter present, the Reverend Brother Dalton from St. Joseph's School in Cabra. The prosecutor then argued that this provision of an interpreter itself proved that the defendant was sane. The question was put forward for the court to consider. At the moment of setting the fire, was James perfectly responsible for his actions? Or did he have paroxysms of passion to which persons of his class were subject? The police sergeant was called to the stand to testify. He explained that he had questioned Madden in writing on the 4th of October. However, the replies he got back from Madden were not fully coherent. This is thought to be due to James not being fluent in written English and the police sergeant not being used to deaf English. James Madden thought that his cattle and sheep were stolen and reacted accordingly. But what he did not realise was that his younger brother had brought them to the market to be sold. This leads us to question the level of communication that existed between the brothers, if James was indeed left in the dark to such an extent. The next witness before the court, Dr. Cart of Kilmainham Prison, thought that James Madden was sane. However, he admitted that there were times when Madden was not in his right mind. The judge remarked that in their lives at times most people were like that too. Dr. Cart said that the prisoner was jerky in his disposition when excited by drink. His mind would become unhinged and he might become dangerous. At present he is all right. John Madden, the defendant's brother, said that when James returned from Cabra, he was wicked, breaking windows 5 or 6 times. He related that James also took part in the management of the farm and in the working of it. And when John sold some cattle, James would think the cattle were stolen and would try to get them back. The following interaction between the judge and James's brother John is illuminating. Is he really dangerous? Or is it that you are trying to get rid of him? He is wicked at times. You kept him for 18 years and you don't want to keep him any longer? Yes. The question and answer given between the defending lawyer and John were: Are you afraid that he will commit an act of violence? Yes. After the above telling exchange, James explained that he was never paid for any work he did on the farm and got no money for it. The judge then told the jury that it was a question for them to say whether at the time James committed this act of arson, practically admitted to by him, he did so while in his right sense, or while he was insane. After a short deliberation, the jury returned their verdict. The prisoner, at the time he set fire to the house, was indeed insane. The judge then applied the law and sent James Madden to the Dundrum Lunatic Asylum.